Thank you. Good morning.
Good morning.
Welcome to All Faiths Unitarian Congregation. My name is Michelle Gemma, and I will be leading our service today. Here you will find a diverse and inclusive spiritual community where we welcome people with many beliefs. You can bring your whole self, your full identity, your questioning mind, and your expansive heart. At All Faiths, we have more than one way of experiencing the world and understanding the sacred. So no matter who you are, wherever you are on your spiritual journey, and no matter whom you love, you are truly welcome here. Is anyone here visiting for the first time? If so, raise your hand. Oh, welcome, yeah.
Actually, I come about once every 10 years.
Oh, all right. At least you come, you don't come every just Easter. Okay, all right. Anyway, well, if you'd like to know more about All Faiths, please see Fran Way. She's standing right there. And she can talk to you about membership if you're interested. Okay, there you go. You're all set. Sign up. Today, we have a few announcements. Today, there's no child and youth program. Tomorrow, there'll be a Rainbow Connection meeting here at All Faiths, and that will be at 6 p.m. Wednesday, we have a climate action team meeting, and there is going to be no 10 o'clock scholar. That's what it says on here. Let's see. Sorry, hon. Oh, sorry. Let me look. Tuesday. Okay, yeah. Okay, Tuesday, 1:30, climate action team meeting. Okay, we got that straight. No 10 o'clock scholar on Wednesday. There will be a 10 a.m. Zoom finance meeting. On Thursday at 2, there's a Heart for the Homeless team meeting. Nope, the script was not given to me today, so I'm sorry. And then on Friday, come play dominoes at All Faiths. Okay, what else is going on? Yep, that's in 2 o'clock on Saturdays, there will be a choir rehearsal. Saturday, they're going to have the newcomers orientation. That was rescheduled from last Saturday. It will be this Saturday, and that's at 9 a.m. And then every Sunday at 9:15, there's News Talk with Richard Keelan here at All Faiths. So I think I got it right. All right. If we could all just rise in body or spirit. Yes. Oh, yes. CJ has an announcement. Sorry. You're welcome.
After the service today, we will be affixing a mezuzah to our doorpost at our entrance. The mezuzah was gifted to the congregation by the late Elaine Leventhal, and the custom of affixing a mezuzah to the doorpost fulfills the biblical commandment, "You shall write them upon the doorposts of thy house and upon thy gates." And the mezuzah distinguishes a Jewish home and is a visible sign and symbol to all those who enter that a sense of Jewish identity and commitment exists in this household, in this house. And the mezuzah reminds us that our homes are holy places, that we should act accordingly when we enter them and when we leave them, and to go out into the world. So we will gather at the door at the end of after the service. Howard Silverman will be offering some words in Hebrew, and I will be offering words in the English translation. And I chose today to affix the mezuzah because we begin our monthly theme of sanctuary. So please join us after the service.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Reverend. Okay, now please rise in body or spirit as we sing hymn number 181. Oh, my God, I'm sorry. This is kind of messed up today. 161.
361.
361. I'm going to go off script. I'm going to just enter, rejoice, and come in. Please. Enter, rejoice, and come in. Enter, rejoice, and come
in. Today will be a joyful day. Enter, rejoice, and come in. Open your ears, every song. Open your ears to the song. Today will be a joyful day. Enter, rejoice, and come in. Open your hearts, everyone. Open your hearts, everyone. Day will be a joyful day. Enter, rejoice, and come in. Don't be afraid of some change. Don't be afraid of some change. Today will be a joyful day. Enter, rejoice, and come in.
As I ask Dan Deshawn to come forward to light the chalice, please join in reciting the words in your order of service. In this sacred
sacred
place,
space,
let us be still in the quiet. In this sacred place, let our hearts open as a butterfly's wings. In this sacred space, may the glow of this light shine within us. Thank you.
Thank you, Dan. It is our custom to light a special candle for members of the congregation who have passed away. And a few weeks ago, Hank Shapiro passed away, and today we honor him by lighting this candle. Let us join in a few moments of silence. May Hank's life and music remain in our memory, and may his name remain on our lips. Each Sunday we light candles for the joys and sorrows we have felt and would like to share with the congregation. If you'd like to light such a candle, please come forward and share your joy or sorrow. Thank you. Hi, Tina, how are you?
I have a joy. I'm Tina Noel. I come in from LaBelle, friend of Janet. And my joy is my goddaughter takes her oath of citizenship on the 10th.
Oh, congratulations.
And we are very joyous.
Thank you. Thanks. Hi. Nice t-shirt.
Thank you. Good morning. I'm Judy Alberta, and it's my joy to remind you that today is Plant Sale Day, and it goes all week from today through next Saturday. So select a plant, leave a donation on the porch.
Thank you. Would anyone like me to bring the microphone to you? I light this final candle for the joys and sorrows that remain silent and in our hearts.
Okay, I'd like to ask everyone to close your eyes. Take in a deep breath, and let us turn our minds and our hearts to today's service and to contemplate our blessings. Now, if we could please rise in body or spirit as we sing together hymn number 123, Spirit of Life.
Spirit of life, come unto me. Sing in my heart all the stirrings of compassion. Blow in the wind, rise in the sea, move in the hand, giving life the shape of justice. Roots hold me close, wings set me free. Spirit of life, come to me, come to me.
Our opening words this morning are from Unitarian minister Richard Gilbert. We bid you welcome who come with weary spirits seeking more. We bid you welcome for if you're seeking rest. Who come with troubles that are too much with you, who come hurt and afraid. We bid you welcome who come with hope in your heart, who come with anticipation in your step, who come proud and joyous. We bid you welcome who are seekers of a new faith, who come to probe and explore, who come to learn. We bid you welcome who enter this hall as a homecoming, who have found here room for your Spirit, who find in its people a family. Whoever you are, wherever you are on your journey, we bid you welcome. It is good to be together.
I'll light the fire. You place the flowers in the vase that you bought today. Staring at the fire for hours and hours while I listen to you play your love songs all night long for me, only for me. Come to me now and rest your head for just 5 minutes. Everything is done. Just a cozy room. The windows are illuminated by the evening sunshine through them. Fiery gun for you, only for you. Our house is a very, very, very fine house with 2 cats in the yard. Life used to be so hard. Now everything is easy 'cause of you. And I, la 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 Our house is a very, very, very fine house with 2 cats in the yard. Life used to be so hard. Now everything is easy 'cause of you. And I'll light the fire while you bought today.
Beautiful. Thank you. Today's reading is by Wendell Berry. When despair for the world grows in me, and I wake in the middle of the night at the least sound in fear of what my life and my children's lives might be, I go and lie down where the wood drake rests in his beauty on the water and the great heron feeds. I come into the peace of wild things who do not tax their lives with forethought of grief. I come into the presence of still water, and I feel above me the day-blind stars waiting with their light. For a time, I rest in the grace of the world, and I am free. End of the reading. Now, if we could rise in body and spirit and sing hymn number 134, Our World is One World, and those words are on the back of your order of service.
Our world is one world. What touches one affects us all. The seas that wash us round about, the clouds that cover us, the rains that fall. Our world is one world. The thoughts we think affects us all. The way we build our attitudes with love or hate we make a bridge or fall. Our world is one world. Its ways of wealth affects us all. The way we spend, the way we share, who are the rich or poor, who stand or fall. Our world is one world, just like a ship that bears us all, where fear and greed make many holes, but where our hearts can hear a different.
Thank you. So I'm giving you your jokes up front this morning. You don't have to wait for them. So I have a question. What is a Unitarian Universalist? Well, there are a couple answers. Someone who believes in life before death, and someone who faces all questions with an open mouth. And why can't Unitarian Universalists sing very well in choirs? You must know the answer to this one. Because they're always reading ahead to see if they agree with the next verse. That's true. A Unitarian Universalist died and to his surprise discovered that there was indeed an afterlife. And the angel in charge of these things told him, because you were an unbeliever and a doubter and a skeptic, you will be sent to hell for all eternity, which in your case consists of a place where no one will disagree with you ever again. Thomas Stark King, famous Unitarian minister and the name of my Chihuahua, Thomas Starr King is credited with describing the difference between Unitarianism and Universalism. He said Universalists believe that God is too good to damn people, and Unitarians believe that we are too good to be damned. And there is a UU bumper sticker out there that says, honk if you're not sure. And a visitor to a Unitarian Universalist church sat through, I could do this all day. Sorry? Oh, a visitor to a Unitarian Universalist church sat through the sermon with growing discomfort at the heretical ideas being spouted. And after the sermon, a UU asked the visitor, so how did you like it? I can't believe half the things the minister said, sputtered the visitor in outrage. Oh, good, then you'll fit right in. That's my last joke. I presented at a conference this past Friday. It was a conference titled Pride, Not Prejudice, sponsored by Lee Health. And my presentation was titled Sacred Shame, Spirituality and the LGBTQ+ community. And after the conference, a few people came up to me and asked where our congregation was, told me that they drive by here all the time. I hear that all the time. I drive by there all the time and will definitely attend services. And one person said that they have been looking for a congregation in the area that has their values and finally found it in all faiths. So, Fran, let's hope those people walk through our doors. I'm elated by comments like this that because we are indeed a sanctuary in Southwest Florida for those who think like us, who share our values and remain a place where people can question, search, and find community. You always will hear me say, we are the liberal voice in Southwest Florida, and there are people out there listening or who need to find us. In the book, Our Chosen Faith, Unitarian Universalist layperson Betty Mills describes Unitarian Universalists, not unlike the jokes I told you. She writes, who are these Unitarian Universalists standing around the coffee table on Sunday mornings? I just thought of another joke about standing around the coffee table on Sunday mornings. So 3 children were asked what they would run into their house of worship if it was on fire. What would they save? And the Catholic child said, well, the crucifix, of course. And the Jewish child said, the Torah. I would save the Torah. And the Unitarian Universalist child said, the coffee pot. So who are these UU standing around the coffee table on Sunday mornings discussing late night movies and next fall's election, reviewing the morning sermon, designing tomorrow's education, storming over next century's oceans? They are joyful celebrants of the gift of life, she says, mixing nonsense with the quest of the ages, turning secular need into concerned action, serving wine on the lawn and petitions in the foyer. And Betty has it right. You might imagine that I get asked what it means to be a Unitarian Universalist. You probably do as well. I get asked so often that I feel like I'm coming out of a Unitarian Universalist closet every day. And often I have used others' words, like the ones that come to me in email or on Facebook, to describe it. Other times I have used songs like Iris DeMent's marvelous reminder to let the mystery be. But most of the time, I, like you, have had to struggle to come up with my own words to describe this faith. And I can assure you it hasn't always been easy. But we've made it easier here at All Faiths with our new mission statement. Anybody know what that is? Justice, equity, and compassion. That's all you need to memorize. Unitarian Universalism is a different kind of faith, and how we talk about it will reflect these differences. This morning, I want to share with you some ideas that have emerged for me, ideas which have helped me to better share my faith, my Unitarian Universalist faith, with others. Even though over and over again we hear people tell us, I sure wish I'd learned about Unitarian Universalism sooner. Many of us are reluctant to tell people about our congregation. We, as they say, are the best kept secrets in our community. So let me tell you a story. Once upon a time, you or someone like you started coming to services at a congregation. And perhaps you had been away for a long time. Perhaps you found yourself hungry, been away for 10 years maybe. And perhaps you found yourself hungry for some unnamed something that was missing in your life. And perhaps your child began asking questions you couldn't answer without the answer sticking in your throat. Perhaps you went back to the church of your childhood, but found that you no longer belonged. Searching for a place to belong, you made your way to a Unitarian Universalist congregation. And perhaps this one, perhaps another, entering into this house or one like it, perhaps you found yourself feeling comfortable, energized by the ideas, warmed by the hearts of the people around you, encouraged by the commitment you saw to values not unlike your own. And perhaps you even felt like you had come home and began coming more and more and getting involved. Now our story heads toward its critical moment. One day at your office or at a dinner party or coffee with friends, it slips out that after all these years, you are going back to church. And one of your friends or coworkers asks you, I don't know much about Unitarian Universalism. What is it that you believe? And you choke. Remember that feeling? The fateful question has come. You may stumble, blush, or stammer out a few words about what you don't believe and make a joke or two about it. Then you may give up. Your friends give you a look that makes you feel 2 feet tall. Has anyone been there? And you come back to this congregation you find so meaningful, hoping someone like me, will help you come up with a better answer that you can give the next time. What is our mission? Equity and compassion. There's your answer. Okay. That's the last time I'll ask you, I think. So does this story sound familiar? I think we might have all been there. If it doesn't yet, I imagine that you will find yourself in such a position sometime. And Unitarian Universalism is an interesting faith to explain if you approach it from the same perspective as traditional religions. I too have struggled with language to describe the deeply felt convictions I hold in my heart. I too have been known to tell others first what I don't believe instead of focusing on the positive aspects of my faith, justice, equity, and compassion. I too have felt that awkwardness when faced with someone proclaiming firm convictions of the conservative or fundamentalist variety who cannot understand my faith that is filled with ambiguity and diversity. I imagine that an evolving faith such as ours, and I trust always will be, brings with it the possibility of faltering words, changing viewpoints, open-ended questions and answers. The challenge before us is to creatively find a means to capture our religious values and beliefs in words and symbols that others and we can understand. One way you can begin thinking about this is related to belief. Most people, I expect, equate religion with belief, and that's not unusual. And many religious traditions are based on belief in a particular kind of deity, belief in a ritual such as baptism as a means of salvation, belief in a book or books as the only word of God, belief in a creed that specifies exactly what you must assert as true in order to belong or to be saved. Beliefs are important, but for Unitarian Universalists, what binds us together is not belief, but rather our perspective or our attitude toward life. Where others see religion as based on a particular set of beliefs, our faith begins with a set of affirmations about life, about the universe, about humankind. Our principles and sources state these affirmations quite beautifully. Unitarian Universalism begins with the deep-seated conviction that human life is valuable. Human life is valuable. We do not set people apart into groups of saved and unsaved, but rather affirm the dignity and worth of all people. And with this perspective, we are compelled to treat others with compassion and to work for justice for all people. With this worldview, we cannot easily dismiss the other as less than human and are thus challenged to live with others in peace and as much harmony as we can muster. And our principles remind us that we see the world as interconnected. The earth, the stars, the universe are not separate from us. They are us. And as seekers of truth, we have let wisdom of scientists and philosophers teach us the deep reality of existence, that we, all living creatures, even inanimate life, are made of the same stuff. We are indeed the stuff of stars, and our religion honors that interconnectedness. And this perspective from which our faith finds its source is simple, yet also complex. Let me take a few moments to dig a bit deeper and offer you three responses you might give when you're asked, why are you a Unitarian Universalist? The first question you might be asked is, what Bible or religious text do you believe in? And this question has to do with the source of our faith. We list 6 of these sources alongside the principles because they are enormously helpful in reminding ourselves of the depth and breadth of our religious tradition. These sources include Scripture, but they also include our experience and the experience of others as a guide to truth. And when you're asked about Unitarian Universalism, perhaps you might say this: for us, when it comes to religion, the book is open. The book is open. As an evolving species on an evolving earth, we are committed as a religious people to continue learning, to continue seeking, to accept a new revelation that will come. And we find revelation in books, in people, in photographs, and we can touch our spirits in ways, they can touch our spirit in ways that we may never have dreamed. The next question you might be asked sounds something like this: I under UUs can believe anything they want. Is that true? When I hear this, the hair on the back of my neck rises. I do not like this question or the thought that we can believe anything we want, because that's not true. So stop saying it. So is that true? That question, believe it or not, has to do with heresy. I love telling people that we come from a tradition where people call us heretics, though it has been known to take a few by surprise. And heresy, in many people's minds, conjures pictures of those who would not accept orthodoxy and tradition. And we certainly fit that historically in that category. Our spiritual ancestors were those who questioned, who challenged, who listened first to the inner voice within, calling them to what they thought was the truth. And the image of heresy is important. And let us learn more about the many heretics who make up our religious history. Today, however, I want you to think of heresy in this way. The word heresy derives from a Greek word that means able to choose. Heresy means able to choose. And able to choose is a very important fact of our faith. If we operate out of the assumption that revelation is not sealed, then we have the possibility and the responsibility to choose our religious beliefs as they are revealed to us. And yes, people say of us that we can believe anything we want, but again, that's not true. And Unitarian Universalists believe what we must believe, what our senses, our learning, our earth, our communities, and our wise people teach us we must believe. We could choose to believe the earth is flat, but that would be against what we have learned to be true. So we choose instead to believe what we know to be true, that the earth is round and that we are a part of its life. So when your companion over coffee asks you that difficult question, another response could be, we espouse a religion that honors our responsibility and capabilities to choose. Or say justice, equity, and compassion. Because we know that others too must do their own choosing. Others must do their own choosing, not just us. We're not the only people with the right to choose what we believe. Others must do their own choosing. And we value diversity and try to embody a loving acceptance of life's differences. And we take responsibility for our religious choices and change them if new knowledge or understanding deem it appropriate. We are considered heretics, yes, but heretics who believe that the holy is found not in conformity, but in the wide diversity that makes our life, that makes life and our living so wonderful and rich. And we believe and live as if life, indeed all existence, matters. And as living creatures, we have been blessed with the greatest gift of all. We do not ask for it. We do not deserve it, yet it is ours to make something with. Life matters, not because people alone matter. It matters for itself alone. And because it matters, we find ourselves living life in a way that enables us to make the most of this great gift of life. And while we maybe have varying opinions about the possibility of life beyond death, our faith teaches us that it is in this life, the here and now, that we can make a difference. And the price tag for that great gift of life is death. And Forrester Church, one of our most thoughtful Unitarian Universalist ministers, reminds us that religion is our response to the dual reality of being born and having to die. Throughout our lives, we struggle to understand the meaning of both. But if we live as if life matters, we can face death with the certainty that while we lived, we did the best we could. And then we can let the mystery be about what comes next. The leader of our denomination, Susan Frederick Gray, tells us, as people, a people of faith that say we are committed to justice, compassion, and equity, as a faith that says we are committed to the inherent worth and dignity of all people, as a faith that says we are committed to respect for the interdependent web of life, we have a critical role to play in this time, in the here and the now. And two things that are absolutely clear: this is no time for a casual commitment of your faith, your community, and your values. And this is not a time to think that we are in this alone. This is no time for a casual faith. As Unitarian Universalists, we are first and foremost religious communities that practice love as our foundation, and we are living in times of heartbreak, violence, struggle, and pain. In this time, we need communities that remind us of our humanity in this very inhumane time. I've given you some answers to those frightening questions, but none that you can let roll off your tongue. Another 3 words that I'd offer that when people ask you about our Unitarian Universalist faith: freedom of belief. Freedom of belief. And from the very beginning, deep in our foundation, is the celebration of what each of us believes. You will hear me say that when you walk into this house, you are not told what to believe. In this house, we ask you what you believe and encourage you to go deeper. One other thing we can easily do is to answer questions is offer our testimony. Yes, you can testify too. Tell people why you are Unitarian Universalists. Tell people why you come to this sanctuary. Tell people why you are in this house and how your faith has changed your life and your community. Testify, brothers and sisters. Testify. You won't need to memorize anything or carry flashcards, but tell the story that's in your heart, the story that is always there, the story that is always at hand. And tell about your love for this faith. If you are here in this sanctuary this morning, or for you can hear my voice, in this house, you are for a time free from all that ails the world. You have come to sanctuary. In this house, you gain the fortitude to go back out into the world and scratch a life for another week. In this house, you will find those who think like you, value what you value, and believe in building beloved community. In this house, you will find sanctuary, and I urge you to return again and again. We must commit to being part of this congregation by showing up and staying a while. It is good for our faith, it is good for our community, it is good for ourselves and our weary spirits. May it be so. My hymnal? My hymnal? Can you give me my hymnal? So I've offered you your jokes for the day. Freely have we received of gifts that minister to our needs of body and spirit, and gladly we bring to our congregation and its wide concerns a portion of this bounty. Let there be an offering to sustain and strengthen this place, which is sacred to so many of us, a community of memory and of hope, for we now keep those dreams. The morning offering will now be given and received.
I don't wanna be afraid every time I see the waves. I don't wanna be afraid. No, I don't wanna be afraid. I don't wanna fear the storm just because I hear it roar. No, I don't wanna fear the storm. I don't wanna fear the storm. Peace, be still. Say the words and I will set my feet upon the sea till I'm dancing in my deep. Peace, be still, you are here, so it is well. Even when my eyes can't see, I will trust the voice that speaks. I'm not gonna be afraid, 'cause these waves are only waves. I'm not gonna be afraid. I'm not gonna be afraid. I'm not gonna fear the storm. You are greater than its roar. I'm not gonna fear the storm. No, I'm not gonna fear at all. Peace, be still. Say the word and I will set my feet upon the sea till I'm dancing in the deep. Peace, be still, you are here, so it is well. Even when my eyes can't see, I will trust the voice that speaks. Peace, peace over me. set my feet upon the sea till I'm dancing in the deep. Peace, be still, you are here, so it is well. Even when my eyes can't see, I will trust the voice that speaks. Peace, peace over me. Peace be peace, peace be peace, peace be peace.
I'm just thinking of Hank's music. Maybe we can post some of that. If here you have found freedom, take it with you and bring it out into the world. If you have found comfort, go and share it with others. If you have dreamed dreams, help one another so that they may come true. If you have known love, give some back to a bruised and hurting world. Share this sense of sanctuary with everyone. May it be so.
I'm sitting in the railway station, got a ticket for my destination. On a tour of one-night stands, my suitcase and guitar at hand, and every step is neatly planned for a poet and a one-man band. Homeward bound, I wish I was homeward bound. Home, where my thoughts escaping, home, where my music's playing, home, where my love lies waiting silently for me. Every day's an endless stream of cigarettes and magazines. And each town looks the same to me, the movies and the factories, and every stranger's face I see reminds me that I long to be homeward bound. I wish I was homeward bound. Home, where my thoughts escaping, home, where my music's playing, home, where my love lies waiting silently for me. Tonight I'll sing my songs again, I'll play the game and pretend. But all my words come back to me in shades of mediocrity and emptiness and harmony. I need someone to comfort me. Homeward bound, I wish I was homeward bound. Home, where my thoughts escaping, home, where my music's playing, home, where my love lies waiting silently for me. Silently for me.
Thank you, Carlos. We'd like to today thank Reverend C.J. McGregor for his inspiring message, Carlos Garcia for the beautiful music, Sharon Gray on the camera, Ed Elrod on sound, Joe Gayton, our sexton, and our friendly greeters. And I want to thank you for being my family, because when I mess up, I don't feel as bad. Thank you. And it's good to be connected and to stay together in whatever way we can. Now, also, and don't forget, we're going to have the hanging of the mezuzah after service. Don't forget that. Now, as I ask Dawn to come forward to extinguish the chalice, please join in reciting the words in our order of service. We extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts and out into the world. Go now in peace. Thank you.
Don't forget, our house is a very fine house with many plants in the yard for sale.